You're getting tricked out of your spot by social media, your girlfriends, and your emotions. And the same women that's telling you to leave will gladly take your spot.
What cases, Jeff, have you seen as sexist marriages in your field of practice, and how do the women respond when you try to recalibrate their irrational behaviors? Because you're correct, a lot of it is tied to the Marxist paradigm is actually tied to paranoid persecution. It's very irrational, or the word that I created called schema afflictions. It's tied to that. But how many actually autocorrect, Jeff, when you come up with interventions around changing and giving men what they want in the confines of sex? Because I think it's abuse, Jeff, to be in a marriage that when you vow to love your husband, and I actually use like a paradoxical directive a couple of times in couples counseling, and when I told him, I said, okay, just like she expects him to be a provider, protector, X, Y, Z, then I flipped it and said, okay, since she don't believe, because a lot of women jump from marriage, they say, well, it's my body, and I don't feel like, I'm like, ma'am, are you serious? If you don't want to be married, then just stay single. This man decided to make you his wife, and they use that moniker, it's my body, so I don't feel like I have to give a man my body. But how would you reverse that, Jeff, when it comes down to, how would you reverse it when it comes, well, anyway, so how do you circumnavigate that dangerous maze to get women to see their cognitive distortions or ego defense mechanisms? How do you circumnavigate that dangerous maze?
I start with validating what her needs are that she feels isn't being met.
Right.
So if she says she's unhappy, I find out what it is that she's unhappy about, what it is that she feels would be necessary and needed for her to feel better, and acknowledge it, validate it, and then say, okay, let's flip it. So now it sounds like, there's a whole hierarchy or list of things that you felt he's dropped the ball on, he's not doing anymore, and things he used to do, he's not doing anymore. And when he who started off this way is now doing 10% of what he used to do, he used to be very romantic and now he's not. He used to be very thoughtful and now he's not. All the things that I can list off, or she's listing off to me, we can put it out on the table and say, wow, how has that made you feel? And she says, I feel like a shell of myself. I feel unloved. I feel unvalidated. I don't even know that he even cares about me anymore, because that was what I believed. I believed him when he used to do these things. And now he's claiming he still loves me, but he doesn't do these things anymore. And I'm like, wow. So the things he used to do, especially when y'all were dating, him dropping the ball in all of those categories has left you with the resulting of feeling like he's not showing up as a man, as a protector, as a husband, as an adequate partner. Would you agree with that? Yeah. And then I look over to him and say, wow, man, you're really effing up. You really dropping the ball. Wow. What is it about all these things that you used to do that you're not doing anymore? And now, as she's feeling validated and heard and like, yeah, that's why I'm feeling this way, because he's not doing all these things. And I say, wow, man, what's the things that she used to do that let you know that she really loved you and cared about you? And then all of a sudden the wheels start turning. And
right. Very true. I do the same thing. Yes, sir. I agree.
Such a great narrative.
I totally agree, brother. That's so true.
Justify why you feel the way you do about him.
Right.
To where it's like, well, now that it's your time to listen. And you're like, wow. So it turns out both of y'all used to do certain things, and because of time, kids, work, and other, it seems like y'all haven't really made each other a priority anymore. You know what? You got 5 things, you got 4 things. Let's pick 1 or 2 of these things. And rather than waiting to see if we gonna feel like doing it, let's just do it. And then there's a little pushback, and I say, well, when you go to the gym and you ain't been in the gym for the last 6 months to 6 years, I assume when you first start, you hate it, right? But what happens if you keep going even when you don't want to go?
Right.
You start feeling better. You start sleeping better. You start handling your stress a little bit better. Your metabolism starts improving. You'll start getting the benefits just by doing versus waiting until you feel like doing it.
Right.
I said both of y'all have been being led by your feelings and emotions in this moment, which has led you to inactivity. The boat's on fire or the ship is sinking, and both of y'all are sitting on your hands waiting for the other party to get up to do something about it.
Right.
I would highly suggest that rather than waiting for you to get motivated to go to the gym, just go, start, And within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll build up a routine. And before you know it, your mind, your body, and your whole being will adjust to that being a part of your routine. It's the same
Right.
concept with doing the things that you're supposed to do. Women will say, because I don't feel like something or because I'm not happy, I don't have to show up. And he has to keep doing what he's supposed to do.
Right. Right.
In a
Right.
matter of time before he starts to follow and do the same exact thing. My
Right.
challenge is a lot of times when you say your background's cognitive behavior therapy,
Mhm.
a lot of people put so much time into the work of trying to change the mindset, change the thought patterns, that a lot of times if you just do what I tell you to do for the next 7 days, just do it. I don't want you to ask about it. I don't want you to just do these three things. And it's in the 80 to 90% of positive reports I've gotten from those that just followed the directions and just did said thing, even if they disagreed, even if they wasn't happy, they just did it. Shocking that when it came to your kids, you didn't not cook meals and get your kids ready for school and for their day because you didn't feel like it. You didn't
Right.
want to show up to work because you didn't feel like it. In
Right.
every
Right.
other area of your life, you show up and keep going even when you don't feel like doing it.
You
But
don't
when
feel like it.
in
Right.
marriage, you take shortcuts.
Right.
What I be challenging them with is the opposite. How about with the list of things he just listed off, or sorry, the list of things that you just listed off, he's going to do two of these things throughout the week. He's not going to do it perfectly. He may not even do it happily, but he's going to do it. He's going to watch Love Island when he don't want to watch it with you. He going to watch his stupid reality TV shows with you. You may watch some sports with him. Uh, and before you know it, it's shocking how our mood and our emotions and our thoughts start to align with our behaviors. A lot of people will get led by their feelings up out of the relationship. And for the ladies specifically, you're getting tricked out of your spot by social media, your girlfriends, and your emotions. And the same women that's telling you to leave will gladly take your spot. It's hard out here in these streets. So my
Very.
and then the last thing I do is I tell these ladies, especially if it's a man that I believe can easily replace her and other women will take her spot, I let her know, like, wait a minute. You 43 years old, you don't want no more kids, you can't have no more kids, and you leaving a man that makes this and does this and looks like that? Okay. How how many how many men do you think are actually out here that's gonna sign up for you when they can get a younger, fitter, more feminine version of you?
Right.
If he can get those things, why would he choose you over a woman that's 10 years you're younger than you?
Right. Right. Right.
Right? So I'll say these things out loud, which is shocking to both parties, but I'm also giving them leadership and direction about how to, for the next week, let's focus less on processing, let's focus less on how we got here, and let's start with what we have control over, our behaviors.
Mhm.
Next week, we'll circle back and check in about how you felt about it. What was the response? What was it that you think drove you to not want to do these things in the first place? And then we can work on that stuff. But if we're spending too much time on processing, which is what a lot of therapists do, that's how they lose the guy, and that's how she loses her relationship or marriage.